Yo, so I want to add a second part to this. So I've titled the video that I just did Alexis and Kaelyn Wilkins, and because that's who I guess I looked at in that video mostly. That was the point, is that they're these two, like, first from randomly, like, is this why is this girl so familiar? And then when I click it, her name is Alexis Wilkins. Okay. And then when I go to Kaylin Wilkins, and I'm like, why is she also familiar? Like, I've definitely seen her videos before, and I've like, but even then, I feel like maybe I thought she was familiar. I definitely thought it was strange that she was from Houston with the last name Wilkins. But then and I've brought this up previously with my neighbor a few houses down, the Rossmans, how in the I think I did, how in the Christmas card that they gave us, one of the daughters, the older daughter, I think, was wearing a spiral designed necklace that, here, when I let me screen share this real fast. So, like, when I look at this necklace here, and it's got this spiral design necklace type thing, um this is, um I'm like, it's not as if there's no other place, but it's pretty similar to what I saw on this other girl that I was like, is that my daughter? I don't know. This is my whole point why I said, uh about having secret kids, you know what I mean, or something like that. But then additionally, I just noticed this as I literally pulled this up. I already brought up Lucy or Lucilda Ambrosio, and then I just noticed that it says Lucy right there. But that's not even the point. Kind of the point, is when I was watching, so, like, one of my thoughts is, like, I'm just trying to, like, rack my head of, like, who does this look like or might have similar features of, that I know if I know the person, or whatever. And when I'm watching the Rockets game, I went down and just watched some of the Rockets game with my dad, and um while we're watching it, one of the guys on the Timberwolves has last name Garza, and I immediately thought, like, oh, hey, there's a girl that I know. So I went back in my pictures here, and this girl that I know with the last name Garza, who I went to high school with, who has not completely dissimilar features to this Kaylin Garza girl. I mean, Kaylin Wilkins girl. Um, so I'm like, all right, well, let me uh pull up pictures of her here. And so I'm using Apple, and it has face recognition. So these are just old pictures that I have in my computer, from, like, these are from high school. That's how, like, at the very, I guess I had graduated at this point, or yeah, I think I'd graduated at this point. But and so, like, I was just like, well, let me, it'll find. In fact, let me see. I'm gonna review more photos because there might be. Okay, there's no. It doesn't. I think it probably found all the instances. These are all the ones that I can think of where she's going to be featured in any pictures that I have, just from some parties that were, like, I mean, this is this summer of 2009, I think. Um, and interestingly enough, Anja Ambrosio would have already been born at this point. But even recently in my story and pictures, I didn't make a video about this, but I thought that Phoenix Hamilton looks like, this is Phoenix here, looks like Rachel Zegler. And I was like, is Rachel Zegler like me and Phoenix's kid or something? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Again, it's like when you, like, the whole Anja Noah Ambrosio thing. Like, are those my kids? If they're my kids, can you not see why? Like, all of a sudden I have secret kids, and I'm like, well, who else could be my fucking kids? You know what I mean? Like, This is just like every, it creates an issue. But okay, so looking at Tina Garza here, one of the reasons is that Kaelyn Wilkins here has kind of like little, I don't know, are those not freckles, but like little moles or something. Like, she's got the little brown spots or something on her face, and so they're like little moles or whatever. They're not, it's not super significant, but and so I'm like, well, let me like compare her and Tina Gar. Like, they have a very similar skin tone in my opinion, and also like Kaylin's little free library. Is this in Houston? Probably. I don't know. Maybe not. But this is in Houston, I think. Um, oh hey, it's Captain America. Um, so like I don't know, there's just some like the skin tone, maybe the like maybe she looks like a combination of Tina Garza and I. Is you know what I'm saying? Like is that what's going on, or is this me and Lucilda Ambrosio, or maybe not at all? Maybe it's just this is the whole point of why it is psychologically difficult. The whole thing that has happened with Anja and Noah Ambrosio, where they look almost exactly like me. Maybe that's why it's such a fucking problem that either you explicitly get in a relationship with someone who has features like me in order to fuck with my head and you get this, or either or B, so that's the A, or B, they are my kids, and again it's still something where I'm like, so if I think they're my kids in any instance, I'm like looking back and forth and like double guessing everything. But like she just, maybe not in her eyebrows, but it just looks like she could have a combination of uh she could have like my eyebrows, a combination of our nose, Tina's skin tone, and I even have some of those. Well, not as much, but the little marks here. Tina clearly has at least one there, and like if you look at her nose here, it doesn't look so dissimilar to this, and she has brown eyes like my eyes. So like, there's no feature so far. I mean, even here, they just look not dissimilar. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't look dissimilar in my opinion. They look very similar actually. I mean, I don't know about very similar, but they don't look. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like what I'm saying. I don't know. They're not so off from each other that it's like, Matt, that's just it. They don't even look alike at all. It's like, well, if you just combine our features, me and Tina Garza's features, and then I've seen Tina Garza has kids with another guy, I think. So is that the problem? There's some kind of coup, and that's the way the coup. Like, could I figure it out? And if I do figure it out, everybody's getting tossed into a burning lake and tortured forever, and I'm getting to be the guy, like God Emperor, King of Kings, Lord of Lords in the Kingdom of Heaven, something like that. Because that seems exactly what the person who's conquering at the seven churches. That seems exactly like the role that they get to have, and so yeah. Uh, I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out, but like, it just seems like a Oh, this was on my birthday. This is on my 18th birthday, maybe. Yeah, this would have been my 18th birthday. Um, and like, she looks like she has the same hair in the least. I mean, it's not like I have blonde hair, so I'm like, she would have that different. So like, you know what I'm saying? I also find it interesting that like I go downstairs and immediately see also like with the dots on the face thing. You know what I'm saying? Even her mouth seems to be open, and they have similar lips, and I don't know. Her nose doesn't look exactly the same, but like if you combine our noses, it, you know what I mean? Um, and like her jaw structure, and like I even think her skin tone is not so dissimilar, you know? And I've already brought up it feels like fucking Lutheran High North and or like every school that I went to, maybe, or maybe at least the latter ones, like Pin Oak Middle School and Lutheran High North. It just felt like they were being used as like some kind of like I made the joke where it's like destroying Auschwitz, you know what I mean? And like, people, you have a whole bunch of people pretending that like nothing is special about me, and it's like, well, I can see that I'm the only person that I've ever fucking seen that can repeatedly affect the weather, seemingly. So even if it's just a little bit, guess what? That's more than anybody that I've ever seen ever. In fact, science would say you can't do that. So, I think y'all are full of bullshit, and I think people are lying to me. And then whenever you ask, well, like, why you? The lightning thing. That's why. And there's a whole bunch of other reasons, but the lightning thing is something that I can just directly point to and go like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, why you? And then it's like, well, because I can do this. And this isn't the only instance. This is just a really obvious example where the lightning looked fucking crazy. Like, that lightning does not look normal. So, anyway, all right. I just wanted to, like, include that. Because, like, what I'm saying, where I go downstairs and then the I'm watching the Timberwolves. Garza's not a name that commonly comes up in my head. Actually, however, something did tell me the other day, like, not did tell me, but I was thinking like, well, okay, in certain names, like the name Steven or Stephanie, right? The PH can be an F, and that's actually how the letter Pei in Hebrew works. Is that the letter Pei can be a P or a PH or an F, right? But it could also be in English that same kind of concept, that same concept. We'll just go with that word. Convention. That same convention can be applied to the same letters almost, PH, F, and then I was thinking, well, like V also, because Stephen, right, can be spelled like you can spell Stephen or Stefan or Stefan or Stephen. It's like almost the same name. They actually all are forms of this Greek name, or this Greek word Stephanos, which means a crown, right? So like, and I guess this could be, at this point, it just sounds like the musings of a madman. But I guess it would also sound like, if I'm right about any of this, if I'm right about I have kids and I've just somehow again pulled out of the ether, like, oh, I went downstairs and I watched a game, and like the guy's name ended up being the name of the girl who's like, that's Kaelyn Wilkins' mom or something, some bullshit like that. That should be really obvious. Like, oh, it's not like they play the fucking Minnesota Timberwolves all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it would hand them in the day for me to walk downstairs in order to get that. I guess they played them one time earlier this season, or at least that I can remember. But like even down here, like it just popped up in the corner here. So if we go here, you know what I mean, the game stats here, and we can go here and like Luca Garza, right? You see that's so oh, and then Luka Doncic ends up popping up immediately. But you get what I'm saying. Um, it just like hypothetically, that is reality. That's I don't know, Tina Garza's kid or Tina and my kid, or I don't know, Lucy Lambroto, or someone. You know what I mean? Someone. It would be very telling, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would probably be like, yeah, well, Yahweh still controls everything, and you guys could be as snaky and sneaky as you fucking want, but Yahweh still can just be like, nope. But I could just be wrong, and this could just be the musings of a madman, and then it's in the least, it's probably entertaining, right? So, uh, yeah, probably. All right. Well, I'm gonna end this here. I just wanted to. I just wanted to add that part because I thought it was funny. I thought it was like it does look like. I mean, when I compare, I'm like, damn, they actually do look really. They got a number. Maybe this is why she looks so familiar. You know what I mean? Um. So okay, well, I'm gonna end this video here, but yeah, okay, well, huh, cool. Do I name this Alexis and Kaelyn Wilkins Part Two? I mean, it doesn't really have much to do with Alexis Wilkins, but if Kaylin Wilkins, if they're both my daughters, I mean maybe I don't know, but if they're both my daughters and one of them's with, or maybe she's not my daughter and she's Tina Garza's dad, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I At this point, I'm just like this is too much to fucking deal with as far as mentally, and I just want to finish doing music stuff. So because I'm getting very little of that done recently, so I'm gonna end this video and get back to work. So hope you enjoyed and have a blessed one, and I'll catch you next time. And blah 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 blah. All right, later. Yeah.